I will see.
Bum, bum,
I
bum.
won't cry. No, I won't cry. No, I won't.
You didn't look up that movie, did you?
Oh, fuck. I got distracted by you.
I didn't do anything wrong.
It was your fault. It was your fault. It was all your fault.
Hello, everyone. Naomi and I just got out of seeing... Wait, what are you drinking there? Hey, your root beer. You still have some left.
Yeah.
I just noticed, like, it says baby without Johnny, and then in French, it says Rocky without Adrian. It's, yeah, popcorn without a drink. Yeah. So, these are all classic movies.
I don't get any other references.
Yeah, no, you don't. You gotta watch Rocky, dude. But listen, yes, you do. It's really good. But listen, something that I'm realizing is that they're like, now that we have movie classics, like true classics that are considered art, those are gonna get constantly referenced, like Rocky, for example. But I don't think we're ever gonna get like another Rocky tier film ever again. Movies kind of suck nowadays.
This movie was good.
This movie was good. We watched
A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place Day One, which is a prequel.
Because we didn't know it was a prequel.
We didn't know it was a prequel. So
we were just looking at movies and we were just like, there's nothing really good on. Let's watch the trailer for this one. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay.
And that's what we did. We went to the theaters and we saw A Quiet Place Day One. And I was like, okay, well. See, I thought the film was actually just called A Quiet Place and it was going to have like day cards.
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening too. Yeah.
But no, apparently it's actually a prequel to a movie from 2018 called A Quiet Place.
Yep, I'm pretty sure everyone, like, it was a really popular movie when it came out. I don't know if it was good popular or bad popular. All I know is that it was popular.
It was popular.
So it was all over the internet. I'm very surprised you don't know anything about it.
I've never even heard of it.
How?
I've never even heard of it.
You only exist on the internet.
Yes, well, I'm not going to see it on the internet. I didn't see anything about it. Okay, anyway. So I did realize, like, there's the monsters that attack, by the way, it's like a horror movie. The monsters that attack, they're very light on the lore of the monsters.
Probably because it's a prequel.
And probably because it's a prequel, you're supposed to already know, so I won't knock points off of it for that, even though I'm just like, what? Why?
You can't make noise. That was actually very well established early on.
No, that part I get, but like everything else. Okay, so in terms of, we're going to be a little bit out of order here, but that's okay. In terms of the actual threat, a bunch of meteors crash, and it seems like you can see that one globe. It's like a bunch of cities are affected. It's not just New York, but a bunch of meteors crash onto Manhattan Island in New York, and out of these meteors come these monsters, and these monsters have like really long arms and kind of like shorter legs. Like they're very long, like disjointed arms, and they can run super fucking fast, but they can't see, but they have really good hearing. And they seem to
by ear sight.
Yeah, they just seem to go around like eating people. Ear sight, yeah. They seem to go around. They're around eating people. Mm-hmm. That's what it seems like anyway. I don't think they're just killing them for fun. I think they're eating them.
Probably.
Yeah. So that's the premise: is that you have these extremely quick, powerful killing machines that are way bigger, way faster than humans, way stronger, and they're eating humans. However, they can't see. They only go by hearing, so you have to be very quiet. And that's the threat for the whole movie. Now, when it comes to the actual plot of the movie, it opens up in I think it's a hospice?
It's a hospice.
Yeah, so you have a bunch of people, mostly old people, who are there just kind of waiting to die, basically. And then there's like a nurse who is like... he seems like he hates his job. But he's like, he's doing the false positivity. He's like, everyone clap for sharing your story in the circle, kind of thing.
Also, the protagonist was being a bit of a dick, which is her right.
Yeah, because she's a young woman, and she's
in hospice, so she's dying.
I'd say in her 20s. Like, she's not like a kid.
20s to 30s.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
But she's clearly too young to be dying, but she's in hospice.
But she's dying. But yeah, no, but like being a hospice nurse is a hard job.
Yeah,
you know?
I understand.
Like, I don't really blame him for looking like he's a bit burnt out. Because, oh shit.
Are you leaning off the camera for some reason? Like, you're just like out there. Naomi.
Oh. Fuck you.
But yeah, so it starts in a hospice, and she's like, my life sucks, I'm dying young, this is ridiculous, I fucking hate this. They decide to go out into the city because they live on like the outskirts of New York, and it's like, we're gonna go into the city for like a field trip, or like, they're field trips for schools, but it's basically the same thing. Everyone piles in the bus, they go to a place, and they go to a marionette show, which is just like kind of garbage, frankly. There's a marionette show, okay? And then she's like, okay, I'm getting my pizza, because she wants pizza. The reason she agreed to go on the trip is because she wanted pizza. She wanted pizza from this place in Harlem. And the guy's like, yeah, we'll get the pizza. And then he gets the call, like, evacuate the city. This is before anyone's attacked. He's like, listen, you have to get off the island. So he's like, okay, round up everyone, we're gonna get off the island, we're gonna get off the city. And then she's like, I want my fucking pizza. And like they fight over a bit. And that's when the meteors come and land on
the city.
On the city, yeah. And that, like, everything explodes. It's a big fucking shit show. Like, there's a bunch of dust that kicks up, and like people are getting eaten and run over, and no one knows what's going on because it landed in New York, and New York's like a very populated place.
Yep.
Yeah. One thing, I don't know if you will remember. No, you're too young, I think. But it looked a lot like the aftermath of 9/11. Like some of the videos and pictures that came out on the internet in 2001, like way back in the day, because I'm an old man and I remember that because I was in school when that happened. But yeah, man, just like everyone covered in soot and ash, like the streets are just like lined and like just clouds of like it looked very 9/11ish. And maybe we're at the point now where like people don't really see that anymore because 9/11, like Zoomers don't get it. Zoomers weren't alive for it, right? Well, you were, but you were very young.
Yeah,
but,
I don't remember anything.
Yeah. I have a feeling that like, where were you during Vietnam? That's going to be a for me, I wasn't fucking born. It's just part of history. It doesn't matter. But like for Zoomers, that's what 9/11 is now. But 9/11 was like a huge part of like the 2000s. It was huge. It changed a lot of things. Just like Vietnam would. Yeah, sorry, just like Vietnam did. But anyway, yeah, it felt very 9/11, that scene. And I think only olds like us, like me, and probably some of you will know, Naomi. Don't worry, there'll be a terrorist attack or something that'll like scar your life.
World War III, we'll all be dead, so I won't remember.
It's happening, guys. It's happening. Okay, so a good chunk of the movie there's no dialogue because they're being quiet. Yep. Which, I mean, all right.
Yeah, it
was
still a good movie.
Oh yeah,
and most of it wasn't talking.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of just like very extended, quiet scenes of people sneaking around the rubble and like trying to avoid these creatures. There were like a few obvious jump scares, you know, where like.
Well, of course, there's going to be jump scares. It's monsters.
Yeah. But like, here's the thing, all right? There's the initial encounter where like everything gets fucked up, and you don't see them. You just see like the creature in the mist, and that's it. Yeah. Or in the fog, or in the dust, and then there's like. She wakes up I think back in the theater. Yep. Right? And like everyone's like, shut the fuck up. Like everyone's just like, no talk. And the military has helicopters going around that are just like, everyone shut up, and really loudly. Yep. And as they pass over, the herd of creatures like chases the helicopters around. Which
is kind of like a smartish tactic, because at least that way you know like where the creatures are if you like need to move.
Yep.
And if they were smart, they would do it on regular intervals so people could time it. But they only showed it a couple of times. Yeah. So.
They blew up the bridges leading onto Manhattan Island because I assume they were only on Manhattan Island, at least in that area.
Yeah. Well, that's where they landed, right?
Yeah. Then other cities too, but like they isolated the island. Fuck. I'm trying to remember what happened.
What happened next was that she woke up in the place, and like it was very heavily enforced of like, hey, and also the monster reveal actually is more or less what happened next, like more or less right after she woke up. Yeah, monster reveal of it, and they were terrifying.
They're pretty terrifying. Yeah,
they were pretty scary. They had mouths inside their heads, which is a weird sentence to say because
the head opens up into a mouth.
But like all mouths are inside heads. Yeah, but when you say it like that, you can visualize the mouth inside the head, and you just understand what I mean.
Yeah. No, there's something else too.
So.
No, I remember now. I remember what I was going to say. Okay. So, like horror movies like this tend to follow a certain pattern. And like firstly, like when you first get a look at the monster, it's usually shrouded, and it's in the initial like explosion when everything goes to shit.
And we got that.
And then you have the first real encounter with the monster, where the monster shows up and doesn't kill anyone.
Yep.
And we got that because the nurse and the black lady, the hospice patient,
the protagonist.
I forgot her name was.
Sam.
Was it Sam? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Whatever.
I think I liked this movie more than you did.
It was good. It just wasn't great for me. Yeah, sorry. But anyway,
I really liked this movie.
That's good. So anyway, yeah, the first encounter there was in like the lobby of the theater, I think.
Yep.
And there's one that like breaks in because the cat's like bell like jingles as a cat. By the way. Yeah, no, the cat was walking and like hit a thing and went ding.
Yeah, you. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
Okay. Wasn't the cat's bell? Oh no, it was like a door chime or something. Yeah. Anyway, there's a ding with a cat, so I thought cat's bell. Okay. Anyway. Oh yeah. So it hurt. Yeah.
I love you, but if it was the cat's bell, then it would have died.
I figure they would just take off the bell at that point.
Would have died.
Anyway, what ends up happening is in the first real encounter after the initial explosion of events in movies like this, no one dies.
Yep.
It's just to show how menacing. And then it was very much by the numbers. Like it breaks in, you see it through like a window, and it like looks in and then goes away, and then someone accidentally like makes a noise and it breaks down the door, and it like looks around and like sniffs around a bit, and it's like where is it? And then like another. You think he's about to get caught, and then like another noise outside draws it away. So like it was very much like every scene exactly how you think it would go. Mm-hmm. Nothing really new here, but it was all well done.
Yeah.
And then like the second time, I guess the third time technically, you see the monster. That's when someone finally dies, and again, it was very much like it's happened. Like the power went out in the city, so the generator turns on, and then the nurse and Sam run downstairs to deal with the generator.
Turn the generator off because it's an old theater and the generator's so loud.
It's making tons of noise.
Oh my god! I honestly, you know the way I thought that was gonna go. I thought that they were gonna turn the generator off. It was gonna be too late, and like everyone in the theater, but like our protagonist was gonna die. I thought that's what was gonna happen, but it didn't.
No, it didn't. But like, yeah, it's one of those things where like he managed to turn it off just in time after reaching, and it's like just a little bit too far, and he gets it, and then he's like, and then he gets fucking like annihilated.
Yep.
Because it's Jerry, just like every scene is exactly how you think it would be. Yeah, and like that's when you get like a jump scare. Like the thing jumps out of the darkness and like eats him, and it's like, oh no, and you can't say anything because you have to be quiet.
Yep.
Yeah. So even though like this sounds like I'm critiquing it, or like it's just it was a good movie. But like nothing really surprised me, I guess. Like it was like, okay, this is where the jump scare is. Then it was there. Oh, this is where this is, yeah. Like everything kind of just hit all the beats for a horror movie. Maybe I've just seen too many horror movies at this point.
Probably.
But you liked it a lot.
That's because I prefer like thriller horror movies than to just horror movies. I don't want to be scared. I don't mind being scared a little bit, but I don't want to be terrified. Mm-hmm. But I like my brain.
To be fair, you were like grabbing onto my arm a lot in the movie.
Yes, because it was scary.
You're like, oh.
Listen. Okay, want to know the main thing I give this movie credit for?
What's that?
I cared more about our protagonist and side character more than any other character that I have cared about from new movies in like the past fucking like 5 years.
Does that include Inside Out too?
Yes. No, I mean like serious movies that you're supposed to like. I'm joking, like any fucking like superhero movies. I haven't fucking cared about any of that. I cared about these two characters that had almost no fucking dialogue.
Yep.
So much more.
Yep.
than so many other things.
Same with me. I mean, I think the only exception is like some anime that I've watched, but even then, anime is pretty good at making you care about characters.
Yeah, no, it is.
And a lot of modern movies are not.
That's its job.
That's its job. Oh my god, why is it so blurry, dude?
I don't know. Fix your shit.
Seriously, like what the fuck? You see, now it's blurry again. Like why?
I don't know. It's not focusing right because your hand, when it goes up to the screen, like when it goes up, is blurry.
Focus! Man, this camera's also getting old too, man. Like, I think this one is over 10 years old. Maybe they're starting to die slowly.
That's what technology does. It just dies. So does everything else.
That fucking sucks.
Entropy. So, nurse dies. And then she decides that she's... No, it's blurry again.
Maybe having the car lights on will help. God damn it. Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, nurse dies. It was sad. So then she decides that she's gonna go have that pizza that she didn't get to have.
Yep, from Harlem.
Yep, because she's dying anyway. So
yeah, she has like, what? It seemed like weeks left to live. Like she was fucked. She was like terminal.
Considering the poem, I think she only had like
days.
She should have just been like any time.
Yeah, well, because the poem that she wrote, because she's a poet, turns out. But the poem that she wrote is like, said I had 1 to 2 years, and it's been 2. Said I had 4 to 6 months, it's been 6. And like she was out of time, and she was just waiting to die.
Yep.
So she's like, I don't really care that much.
Nope, that the world's ending. I'm gonna go have my pizza as my one final good thing. And then off she goes, just through the city. And the rest of the movie is her, like, traversing all the hardships of traveling through the city while the fucking apocalypse is happening.
Yeah.
With a cat.
Yeah. So I think the next serious plot point is when the helicopters come over and they're like, there are boats at the south end. Go to the south end quietly.
And so the monster herd moves to follow the copters. Mm-hmm. And then the herd of people comes in.
All the people come out. This is the dumbest part of the movie. All the people come out and look at each other and they're like, we can't say anything. We'll just start walking south. And they all walk south in a massive herd, making tons of noise because they're all people walking.
You know what's funny? Is that
so stupid.
I actually really love the way the movie did this because it wasn't noisy at first. And then it just slowly started getting more and more noisy.
As more footsteps and more people showed up.
Yeah, because everyone was walking one way and she was like, well, I'm going to Harlem, so I'm going the other way.
Yeah, she's going north. She's going north, yeah.
And so, like, she was like, just, for whatever stupid reason, walking in the middle of the crowd of people. I personally think that was the dumbest part of the movie. Like, that took me out of it a little bit. I'm like, why is she just walking on the fucking sidewalk? They're all in the middle of the road. What the fuck?
Yep. So the monsters basically
show back up because stupid people, like, there was a guy in a wheelchair, there was someone just dragging a suitcase.
Their luggage, oh my god,
like, it was
so much noise.
Yeah. And like, but that's the thing though, is that, like, compared to, like, real life just in the city, it wasn't that noisy.
No, but it was noisy
but but there was like thousands of people.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many. And then, like, most of them died. She almost died several times.
Yeah, but she got away, of course.
And then we get introduced to our side character.
Yeah, so this is a guy who's a lawyer. Or a law student or something.
Law student.
He's from the UK. And
yep.
He's like, he moved to New York to study law.
Yep.
And the cat, actually, when they get separated, she gets separated from her cat at one point.
In the middle of the herd nonsense.
Yeah, and the cat, like, finds this guy instead and then leads him back.
Yeah.
And so they end up hanging out because it's like, well, what else are we gonna do? But then, like, it starts raining.
Yep.
And once it's raining, they go to like a noisy place in the rain, and they're like, okay, we can talk a little bit, so because the rain's really noisy.
Yep.
And she says, listen, go south. There's boats. I'm going to Harlem. Mm-hmm. Like, leave me alone. We're not traveling together. Go away. And he's just like, oh, I'll come with you anyway.
Well, to be honest, like, you say it like that, but he's just, like, having a fucking panic attack. Like, this whole fucking movie, I'm having a panic attack. And honestly,
I'm having a panic attack.
It was somehow very endearing.
Yeah, he had like 4 anxiety attacks over the course. Where like his heart's going. He's like,
I've never once thought that an anxiety attack would endear me to a man so much.
Oh wow!
But somehow it did.
You fucking bigot.
What? What do you mean?
Well, no, because I never thought I could like someone who gets anxiety attacks, but I mean, it's like, dude, Jesus, Naomi, hell.
I said endear, not like.
They're pretty similar.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Listen, when you get endeared to someone, N-E-N as in become, and then dear, dear, as in, like, you know, what you call someone you like. Hello, dear.
You don't call me
to
dear,
become endeared.
so.
I have several times, in fact, dear. Okay.
Lies.
I just did it on camera.
Lies.
You saw it. Okay, so anyway, they decide to go back to her old apartment.
Yes. Because she's looking for meds.
Yeah, because she's like...
Because it's the apocalypse.
And also because...
and she's dying.
Yeah, she's like, listen, whatever... what was...
It was some sort of, like,
Fibromyalgia?
No, it was like a morphine patch or something. We didn't actually find out what she had.
Yeah, but something was like killing her and it was terminal and it was
but like
a lot of pain.
Yeah, but the meds were just pain relievers. I'm pretty sure it was actually just like a morphine patch that you put on your skin. It goes through the skin.
So even though she was in hospice, she still had an apartment in the city somewhere.
Yeah.
And so they went back to it.
Yeah.
And I guess
they bonded a bit, sort of.
Well, I guess the apartment was just there because she was dying quick and there was like nothing left. So she's just like, I guess I'll just leave it, and once I'm dead, someone else take care of it.
Yep.
But so she goes to the apartment and she gets her meds.
Yep.
And it's rain. What do you mean?
There was no meds there. She was out.
I thought there was.
Nope. That happened later.
Okay.
Yep. Because he had to go get the meds.
No, I thought he just got more. Like she got some and then he got more. Okay. All right. I thought she had some. Anyway, they get to her apartment. And it's still raining like crazy, and it's thundering, and it's really loud outside. So they decide to start screaming, but only when the thunder sound is happening, so they don't attract monsters.
To relieve stress.
To relieve stress. And they talk a bit, and they become friends a little bit.
A little bit. They bond a bit, and then she wakes in the morning and tries to ghost him. and then he finds her, and she's just like, fuck.
Yeah. But he's like, let's go get pizza.
Yeah. And then a bad thing happens. Someone makes noise, and then there's monsters.
She knocks over a book. Because she's like a library or something. She knocks over a book.
Yep.
And then a whole bunch of monsters start showing up. And this is like the point of the movie where you actually get a good look at them because there's tons of them. And now it's not horror. Now it's like a chase scene. Now it's more action-y.
Yeah.
So they're running away and they're like there's tons of them chasing after them. They end up going down into a subway tunnel.
They end up going down to a subway tunnel, which was sort of shown earlier as they're mostly supposed to be starting to flood. Like, because one was flooded, and this one was only partially flooded. So, to make this story quick, because our battery's running out.
It is. Wait, 2 minutes?
Yep. It was at 2 minutes ago. Anyway, so they go down the subway tunnel. There was a really intense chase scene because he's afraid of the water.
Just wait. I have to actually turn it off.
Why?
Because if I don't, if it doesn't have time to process, it'll lose the file. Oh. So I gotta...
Well, goodbye then.
It had an hour when I checked it.
Apparently it did not.
Yeah, so I grabbed our
dash cam.
Our dash cam, and I have no idea how this looks. I hope it'll be okay. Who knows, man? Who knows? Man, this one vlog's going to have a lot of work behind it, I think. So, any case, what's the battery on this?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Why don't you just look?
I am. I guess I'll have to get this done quick. So they're in the subway. It's flooded. They decide to go down the flooded subway tunnel.
Because the reason that they did boats was because...
Yes?
the monsters can't swim, which is...
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is why they're all stuck on the island, on Manhattan Island.
It's just, They pointed this out earlier. We forgot to mention it. But that's why they go in the flooded subway tunnel. But then there's a monster hanging out on the ceiling of the tunnel.
And he has an anxiety attack when he's in the water. And he's like, oh.
Side character has an anxiety attack. And he lets out, because it's so echoey, he let out like one like big long like, you know? And then the monster just started coming at them. And it was like, oh my God!
But like the monster jumped in the water and then like drowned pretty quick. Like it was done. They can't swim, so.
It was, but like it almost got them. Like it was so close.
It was close. Yep. And
also, best behaved cat.
Yeah.
Ever in the history of existence.
Yep.
They had to go underwater for the very last portion of this chase, and like the cat did not complain after it was dunked in the water. It just ran off like for a bit, and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Any cat I know would be yowling.
So they get to a
church.
A church.
Mm-hmm. She's rough.
She's done. She's like fucking run. Yeah, but then he's like, I'll go get your meds at like a pharmacy. He goes. Mm-hmm. He has like a brief encounter with the creatures and they're doing weird things with what looks like eggs.
Yeah.
I don't. That's probably
because they ate it.
I know. That's probably a lore thing from the previous movie that we don't know about. So
yeah.
It's like, whatever. But that was like a close encounter, but he manages to get out. Mm-hmm. He also like takes control during his own anxiety attack and like doesn't freak out. So like good for him. And then she gets her meds, and then they decide to go get
they still just keep going towards the pizza.
They get to the place, it's blown up, and she starts crying. And then they go to like a nearby bar where her dad played guitar, I think. Piano, right. And they kind of sit down, and they, reminisce, and have a drink.
actually bond even more so because, like, I mean.
Oh, and then he went over to get like a different pizza from a different pizza place, and he like wrote the name of it on the box. He's like, I got a pizza.
It was really cute, and like the pizza was bad because it was like several days old. You could tell from the way she like had to like chew to get it. It was really funny.
Yeah, several day old pizza. And then basically it's like, well, I've had my pizza, and I've kind of reminisced about my life, and I've gone back to where I was when I was young, and my dad played piano here. It's time for me to die because I'm on my deathbed anyway. Yeah,
like they like had a good time, but I think like the main reason, like they probably would have just gone back to her apartment or something, but like I think the main thing that like drove her being like, yeah, you're gonna live and I'm gonna die, is that they saw the boat.
Yes, they saw a boat with survivors on it, and it's like, and the boat was like honking its horn, and the creatures were all at the shore, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna distract them, and you're gonna make a run for the beach.
What? And when she gave him the cat in her sweater, it was real sad.
Yeah, I know. So that's what ends up happening.
And he almost died getting to the boat. That was terrifying.
He like everything happened. He got out at the nick of time. She like sacrifices herself. She got away though.
She got away mostly because he was dumb and kicked a can, which is why he almost died.
Yeah, like she was making noise like car alarms and stuff, and like running and. But then, like, he jumps into the water, he makes it, and then she's just like, well, I guess I'm just here on the island with monsters.
Yep.
And then she decides to go back to the blown-up restaurant. And, like,
she goes back to the bar to grab her iPod and a boombox. It's not a boombox. I don't know what it is.
It's an iPod, because it's like a 20-year-old technology.
It's like it's some sort of docking system for the iPod. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's a boombox.
Yeah, it is a stereo that you can dock your phone or your iPod into. Yeah. Those used to be all the rage years ago.
I don't remember them.
Back in the 2000s and 2010s. But anyway, she goes, well, I've helped him to get out. He's managed to escape. Now it's just me and the monsters. So I'm going to go and blast some music and get eaten. And then she does. And then she does. And then she does, yeah. It was bittersweet. Because, like, can you imagine how she would have felt, like, doing all of this and then, like, putting him in so much danger after they had bonded and then, like, trying to save him and then him just fucking dying? No, brutal.
That would have, I probably would have cried. Like, fully blubbery tears in the theater.
So... it was a good movie. My only complaint is that because we didn't know it was a prequel, we probably missed out on some essential things. What's
really funny is that I had no idea what the title of this movie was. Wow. You were just like, oh, I was just like, oh, this looks kind of interesting. I didn't even read the title. I was just looking at the picture, and then we saw the trailer for it, which didn't say the title at all, like in the trailer itself. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. That looks neat.
Oh, okay.
And then like you paid for the tickets, and I just clicked on on the picture, and I probably would have realized before we sat down in the theater if I had looked at the title. So I was like, because I knew about The Quiet Place. I knew about it.
I didn't. Well, in any case,
but now we have to watch it.
I guess we have to watch the original.
We have to watch the original now.
So. Because like it was a fine movie. It's just my only real complaint is that we probably should have known a few things about like some of the lore.
Yeah, but then we'll find out new things.
Yeah, I guess we will.
That's why you watch the prequel and then you watch the original. Yeah. And then you're just like, oh.
Okay, well, I hope that this actually works. This fucking dash cam of ours.
If not, then this will have been a large amount of wasted time. Oh but I will have
Can you imagine?
The movie.
I guess next time. Wait, I'm gonna drink your drink.
There's none left. Oh. You stop. You know what?
Oh.
We're going home.